motherfucker.
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round real quick.
I thought he was a holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to GSR, Gonzo'S Sports Room. Monday, December 6, 2021. Hope everybody's getting a good start off to the week. All right, welcome to GSR, Gonzo'S Sports Room. I'm your host, Chris Gonzalez. Got a pretty big show for you today. We're going to recap NFL Week 13 action from yesterday. We'll talk some about tonight's Monday Night Football game. I'll give you guys the picks that I gave out on our earlier show, Easy Money, a sports betting show, which is live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Come hang with us on that. We're giving out winners. You can find the picks on our social media, which I'll talk about here in just a minute. Then we got this show, GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. It's live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Both those shows are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find both those shows in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you find podcasts or you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Also, we have a show called GWR, which is Gonzo's Wrestling Room. That's our pro wrestling show. Right now, we do live shows with it that comes on different times. We're going to be on, I think, 3 times this week with it, 3 or 4 times this week with some live interviews. And then we'll be weekly podcast and a YouTube show that's going to be starting here within the next 2 weeks. I'll have a little bit more, should have a big announcement on that hopefully by Friday. But then we'll have a weekly show, a weekly podcast that comes out every week on that. But then we'll still do our GWR live stuff and do interviews and stuff like that as well. It's just, we'll have the GWR kind of have its own stuff and it keeps it separate from the sports. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. That's where we post everything about our shows. Our daily picks from Easy Money, a sports betting show, get posted there. Big announcements for any of our shows, interview announcements, just everything goes to our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Gonzo'S Sports Room. You can also find me on Facebook at Chris D. Gonzalez, on Twitter at Chris Gonzalez, at Gonzalez Sports, Instagram, Chris Gonzalez, at Gonzalez Sports as well. But yeah, follow us on social media so you don't miss nothing. Also, check out our YouTube page. Have a lot of content on there. We've done live commentary and live streamed 4 pro wrestling events now. One of them, Rikishi was there, gave a stink face to a guy. You can find that on our YouTube page. You can watch that whole show, Harvest Havoc 3 from DCCW, on our YouTube page. It's also broke down in each match. Pro wrestler The Boogeyman was there. WWE legend Samu, Head Shrinker, was there. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi, like I mentioned, was there. You had Dex Royal, Sam Knight. It was just a great card. Go check that show out. You can find, we done an AACW event, All American Championship Wrestling out of Kokomo. Go check it out. It was a great show, great atmosphere. Done WCWO, which in my opinion is one of the best independent wrestling organizations going right now in the state of Indiana. They run every Friday night. They keep storylines going out through the weeks, putting videos and stuff out. We got lucky enough to be able to go down there and broadcast one of their shows. It was a great show. It was actually a benefit show for veterans. So you can find all that on our YouTube page. Please hit that subscribe button. We're up over 100 subscribers on our YouTube page. We'd love to get to 150 by the end of the week. So please hit that subscribe button. Be a friend. Tell a friend about us. Tell them if they're looking for sports betting picks, check out Easy Money, a sports betting show. They just want to talk about some sports. Check out GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. We want this show to be interactive. We want we want the fans to be commenting in the comment sections and having conversations with us. Our goal is once we build this up more is to get we're going to have phone lines. That way you guys can call, fans can call in. Hey, we're working on growing. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports /merch. You can see a couple of our t-shirts here behind me. We also have some GWR t-shirts as well. New GWR t-shirt just came out. It's actually our first shirt that has print on the back as well. Go check it out. Link is in the video description, or it's going across the bottom of the screen in the ticker. Whoops. All right. Now let's get to some sports. NFL Week 13. We'll start there, recap some of that. Then we'll talk some college football. Playoff teams got announced yesterday. We'll see we'll talk about that. See what people think about the college football seedings. But all right, in the NFL Week 13, on Thursday night you had the Cowboys Saints. Cowboys beat the Saints. Cowboys did struggle some, but the Saints are good right now. Saints are not playing very good right now. It's really hurting them not having Winston. All right, yesterday, Indianapolis Colts. As you can see, hey, we're big Colts fans. Usually, we have two setups. When we use the other setup, you see a lot of our Colts stuff. But I did have to put this up. Best linebacker in the league right here, Darius Leonard. He's the best linebacker in the league. People on TV, NFL, you need to start giving this man some respect. Best linebacker in the league. Colts looked good yesterday. Colts 31, Texans 0. Big win for the Colts. Now they have a bye week. Then they come back and play the red hot New England Patriots, and that's going to be a big game. And then we have, we have another big game right after that. I can't think of who it is off the top of my head now. Oh, Arizona. Yeah, I think we play New England and then Arizona. We need to win both those games, but at the very least, we have to win one. And especially need to beat New England. If we can get a win over New England, we need Tennessee to keep losing. But we're only like one game back out of the wild card spot. So, I mean, we still have a chance to make the playoffs. And the Colts are a good enough team. I've been saying this for a few weeks, probably about the whole season. They're a good enough team. If they can put 4 quarters of football together, they're a team that you don't want to see in the playoffs because they're capable of beating anybody, especially with that run game. Jonathan Taylor, best running back in the league right now. I mean, some people say Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry ain't playing right now. But even with Derrick Henry playing, him and Taylor, I mean, you got to put Taylor up there toward the best back in the league. Look how many yards he gets after contact. I mean, it's very rare that he gets tackled on first contact. He breaks a lot of tackles. He's in the running for MVP. I mean, if he can put together another couple big games like he's had, he's going to have a real good shot of being MVP, especially if the Colts make the playoffs. But Colts are a team that can make the playoffs, or if the Colts make the playoffs, they can make a deep run in the playoffs. They have a good defense, an opportunistic defense, leads the league in turnovers forced, and then the offense is playing good. We have good numbers in the red zone. We just have to cut down stupid turnovers and sometimes stupid coaching decisions. But all right, let's move on to another game. You had the Vikings at the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell get their first win of the season on a touchdown pass as time was expiring. Golf threw a bullet in the end zone. It was caught, and I'll tell you what, it was an awesome scene on TV. The cameras kind of cut to the fans for a few seconds, and the fans were going absolutely fucking crazy. It was an awesome scene. Lions get their first win of the season. Lions have been competitive all season. I mean, you could say, yeah, they hadn't won a game. Oh, Dan Campbell isn't the right guy. But if you watch the games, they were competitive. They're competitive in almost all the games. I'll have to look back and see, but a majority of their games have been lost by one possession. I guarantee you, the majority of their games have been lost by 7 points or less. They just are a young team, and they don't know how. They just haven't figured out how to win yet. They always do something at the end of games that kill them. And yesterday, they finally made that big play when they needed to. And hey, you never know. That might, I'm not saying, I mean, they're not going to make playoffs or nothing, but that win could propel them to maybe win a couple other games because now you got some belief. Hey, we made that play in crunch time. Jared Goff can make that play in crunch time. Our offense can come through. And that belief in yourself and the rest of the team believing, that can help you win another game or two this season. But a big win for the Lions. Like I said, it was fucking awesome watching the fans. The fans were going crazy. Next game was the New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins. This was a game I was wrong on. I had the Giants covering on this game. Giants offense just couldn't do shit. Hell, I don't know if Freddie Kitchens is any better than Jason Garrett, or is it just Daniel Jones is not very good. I think Daniel Jones is decent. I've seen him make all the throws. His biggest problem has been turnovers, and a lot of that's fumbles where he holds on to the ball too long, trying to wait for somebody to get open. Then when he goes to throw it, he gets hammered and the ball goes flying. But the Dolphins get a big win. I'll give Tua some credit. Tua made a couple of nice throws there in crunch time. Then you had the Tampa Bay Bucks at the Atlanta Falcons. This was a close game here for a while. Bucks ended up pulling away, winning 30-17. Falcons ran the ball good against them. Falcons just couldn't come up with some touchdowns. So the Bucks get another win. Eagles at the Jets. Gardner Minshew comes in and plays some snaps for the Eagles and looks good. Eagles get a 33-18 win over the Jets. I don't think the Jets got the right quarterback in Zach Wilson. I didn't think he was the right guy when they drafted him. I thought he was getting drafted way too high. The other guy that used to be on here with me, Steve, he thinks Zach Wilson was going to be the best quarterback out of all the rookies. He's looking like one of the worst. Right now, Mac Jones is looking like the best. I say Trevor Lawrence is going to have the best career, is what I said before the season. I still think that because I think the Jags are going to build a team around him. Mac Jones is just in a better situation than what Trevor Lawrence is in right now. I think if you switch them, I think Trevor Lawrence would be doing the same thing in New England that Mac Jones is doing. But hey, I'm not taking nothing away from Mac Jones because Mac Jones is having a good rookie season. But anyway, Eagles 33, Jets 18. I see the Eagles or the Jets going after another quarterback. I don't think Zach Wilson's the guy. Excuse me. All right, next game is the Cardinals at the Bears. Cardinals are 33-22. Finally had Murray and Hopkins back. It's time that we start everybody, and I'm going to include myself too, because which I did have number one in my last NFL power rankings, but it's time. Hey, Arizona's for real. They won what 2 out of the 3 games that Colt McCoy started. You get Murray and Hopkins back. They look good against the Bears. Cardinals are for real. They might be the right now. I'd say they're the best team in the NFC, maybe the best team in football. Chargers at the Bengals. Chargers win 41-22. This was a closer game than what the score ended up being. A couple turnovers at the end by Joe Burrow and the Bengals made the score a little bit more inflated. But the Chargers look better than what they had been. Chargers earlier in the year looked like one of the best teams in the league, and then all of a sudden the last 2 or 3 weeks they've looked terrible. Looked better yesterday against a Bengals team that had been playing well, but Bengals just couldn't sustain anything yesterday. They'd get something going and it'd be a turnover or a big penalty would take away a big play, or they just couldn't get nothing going. Then you had the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams get a win 37-7. Stafford played better this week. Threw more balls to his receivers this week than he did to the other team's players. which is always a good thing. Last week he was like, here, take a fucking ball. He was giving it to all the defensive guys. But this week played a lot better game. Excuse me. Then you had the Washington football team at the Las Vegas Raiders. Washington wins this game 17-15. People better watch out for Washington in the East. I think the Washington football team is a team that if they make the playoffs, you don't want to play. Heineke has proven that he can make plays, and he made plays last year in the playoffs when Washington was right there with the Bucs. So, and this Washington defense is starting to play better. The Raiders' offense isn't that bad. They usually score some points. This defense held the Raiders' offense to 15 points. If Washington's offense can get where they're scoring 25, 26 points a game, they're going to be a tough team to beat because of their defense is starting to look like what we thought it was going to look like at the beginning of the year after what we saw last year. I don't know if it was some injuries or what, but the defense got off to a little bit of a slow start. But I'll tell you what, they've turned it up. And I know Dallas has the lead, but Dallas better watch out because this Washington football team isn't a bad team. They're a pretty good team. Ravens at the Steelers. Steelers win there at the end with 20-19. Bad pass interference call basically handed the game to the Steelers there at the end. But the Ravens have to play better on offense. Their passing game just didn't look good at all. Steelers ended up pulling out a big win. Then you had the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks get a big win, 30-23. Garoppolo played fucking terrible in this game. Some of the interceptions he fucking threw, it's like, where the hell are you throwing the ball? Seahawks get a big win, 30-23. Seahawks needed that because, they've been on a skid and finally get I think Wilson's hands finally getting better where he can start slinging that rock. You had the Broncos at the Chiefs. This is a game I thought would be a closer game. Chiefs defense finally stepped up and played some football. I actually took the Broncos and the points in this game yesterday because the Chiefs defense has been absolutely fucking terrible. But the Chiefs defense was able to hold the Broncos to 9 points yesterday. Chiefs get a big win, 22-9, big division win. But yeah, I was wrong. Like I said, I was wrong in that game. I took the Broncos and plus the points because the Chiefs defense had been one of the worst defenses in the fucking league all year. They stepped up and played a hell of a game. Chiefs offense still struggling. Patrick Mahomes still missing some throws that he usually don't miss. Their timing their timing isn't just there. Now their defense looked real good yesterday. The Broncos, I'm not saying the Broncos are a great team, but they're not a bad team. They have a decent offense, but the Chiefs was able to get a 22-9 to win. But like I said, Chiefs offense is going to have to play better. Going to have to improve quite a bit from now until if they make the playoffs to the playoffs, if they're going to make a Super Bowl run, because I don't see their defense playing that well all the time, because they're going to be playing against a lot better offenses than what Denver has when they get in the playoffs as well. So Mahomes and the Chiefs offense is going to have to figure out what's wrong, get it fixed, and get in a rhythm. Right now they look out of sync. And then tonight you have the Patriots at the Bills. I think this is going to be a good football game tonight. I like the Patriots in this game. This was actually one of my best picks of the day that I gave out today. I like the Patriots money line, and I also like the over the 41 in this game. I see the Patriots winning like maybe 24-21 or like 30-20 or something like that. I think the score will go over 41 points. I just think the Patriots defense is going, and Bill Belichick is going to cause Josh Allen some trouble. Allen hasn't been playing great the last few games. Yeah, they won last week against the Saints, I think it was. But then the week before that, they got killed by the Indianapolis Colts, a team that has a good defense. Patriots has a good defense, and their offense isn't turning the ball over. Plus, a big thing now I think is going to hurt the Bills' defense is they lost their quarterback White with the ACL injury last week, so he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Excuse me. So I like the Patriots on the money line tonight, and I also like the over the 41 in that game. That's all the NFL games for tonight, or not tonight, but that was all this week's games, and that's for tonight. Like I said, you can check out all my picks on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Also, check out Easy Money, a sports betting show. We're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And then we're also live with this show every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, also on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Please hit the subscribe buttons on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch or Facebook, please hit the follow buttons, the like buttons. Hit that bell on YouTube for notifications. Want to appreciate all the support. Our Facebook page numbers keep going up. YouTube numbers are going up. We actually over the weekend got over 100 subscribers. So now we're looking to try to get to 150 by the end of this week. So tell your friends about us. Please hit that subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate it. All right, let's talk a little bit about the college football playoffs. College football final seedings came out. Games are announced. We actually have spreads for the games already and everything. First of all, I want to talk about the seedings. College football playoff seedings was Alabama 1, Michigan 2, Georgia 3, and Cincinnati at 4. Okay, going into this week, Georgia was at 1, Michigan was at 2, Alabama was at 3, and Cincinnati at 4. In my opinion, Michigan should have been the number 1 seed. Alabama should have moved up to number 2. Georgia at 3, Cincinnati 4. You should have Michigan. It should be Michigan, Cincinnati, and Alabama, Georgia. They didn't do that because they didn't want that immediate rematch. They wanted to make it. That's the whole reason they did that, because they wanted to make it that Alabama and Georgia couldn't play each other until the finals. That way they just got done playing each other, and in the first game of the playoffs, they play each other. To me, that's the whole fucking reason that Alabama got the number 1 seed instead of Michigan. Because if they'd put Michigan at number 1, they'd have had to move Cincinnati up to 3 and drop Georgia from 1 to 4. They didn't want to drop Georgia that far. To me, you could have dropped Georgia to 2, moved Michigan up to 1, Alabama 3, but still you still have Georgia, Alabama first round, and that's what they were trying to avoid. But in the college football, let me get to the spreads here real quick. Cincinnati's a 13.5 point underdog. Let's see. National championship. All right, that's not what I wanted. So Alabama plays Cincinnati. Alabama's 13.5 point favorites over Cincinnati. That's a lot of points. I like Cincinnati if you're giving me 13.5 points. But I'm going to wait a little bit because that might go up to 14. And I would much rather have it at 14 than 13.5. Let me get down. I have to get all the way down to the bottom here. All right. So they got Georgia as 9 point favorites over Michigan as of right now. And they have the over-under at 43. See, I think 9 points is too much. I think I like Michigan there. And then, and Cincinnati and Alabama's already up to 14. Alabama's 14-point favorites. The over-under for that game's at 58. I mean, I'm not going to put out my official picks to the 31st, but I like Cincinnati at plus 14. Their defense, they have a good. I think Cincinnati's going to impress some people. And then Michigan plus 9. I can't believe they're giving Michigan 9 points. I think this is going to be a close game. Michigan might lose, but it's going to be a close game. I like Michigan plus 9 in that game as well. We could very easily see a Michigan and Alabama national championship game. I'd like to see Michigan and Cincinnati. That'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, that's the two big bowls for college football. Number 4 teams that can play for national championship. Have a bunch of bowl games that'll be starting, and they'll be starting here real soon too. What, a couple weeks? Well, you got one Army and Navy play this Saturday, and then December 17th, 18th. So we have one game this weekend and a bunch of games going into the weekend after that. You have all kinds of bowl games over Christmas week. The New Year's Eve, get the Alabama, Cincinnati, and the Michigan, Georgia games. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Heisman. I think Bryce Young from Alabama, especially after that performance he put on Saturday against Georgia, I think he's the favorite to get the Heisman this year. I think he's going to be the number one pick in the draft. If not number one pick in the draft, he's going to be the first quarterback taken in the draft. I don't know how he's going to translate in the NFL. But I'll tell you why. He could sling that rock. He was pretty fucking impressive on Saturday. But all right, before we get out of here for today, I'll give you out the picks that I gave out today. I've already talked to you guys about the one Patriots. I like New England Patriots over the Buffalo Bills money line. You get that at plus money. Also, I like the over 41 in this game. Then in the NBA, I like the Detroit Pistons money line over the Thunder. I like the 76ers and Hornets under 216.5. I like the Grizzlies plus 4.5 against the Miami Heat. I like the Bucks minus 7 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. I like the Chicago Bulls money line against the Denver Nuggets. And I like the Warriors Magic over 217. Those were my picks of the day. And I got a couple more announcements that we'll go over here real quick. All right, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. That show's also live YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find both shows in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker Cast, Pocket Cast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. So go check us out there as well. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's where we post all the information about our shows, whether it's our picks from Easy Money, a sports betting show, or an interview announcement for GSR or GWR, or an interview announcement for Easy Money. All of our stuff gets posted on social media at Gonzo'S Sports Room, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me on social media at Chris D. Gonzalez on Facebook, or Chris Gonzalez at Gonzalez Sports on Twitter, or Chris Gonzalez at Instagram. Follow us on, or check out our YouTube page. We have a lot of content on there. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com. /Gonzo'S Sports /merch. We'll have a couple new GSR and Easy Money shirts dropping here real soon. We had a new GWR shirt drop last Friday. Go check it out. It's actually our first shirt to have print on the front and back. Also, don't forget, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, special guest pro wrestler Aaron Atlas is going to join the show for GWR Live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. We have Easy Money, a sports betting show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Oh, we have a packed week this week. We have 4 or 5 different interviews this week. Then Saturday night, we're going to be in Fortville at Wrestling, WTF, Wrestling Theology Fellowship, Blizzard Brawl. It's a great card. You don't want to miss it. So come join us for that Saturday night. Then Sunday, we're going to be in Bloomington for MPG Wrestling Christmas Clash featuring James Storm. We're going to be streaming that live on YouTube and Twitch. So come join us for that. That's going to be a great card. Then on the December 18th, we're going to be in Lafayette for BMFX, a season beatings, a Christmas carnage. It's a stacked card. So make sure you join us for those 3 shows. Like I said, this week we have we got some good interviews. Tomorrow is Aaron Atlas. Wednesday at 3 p.m. we have pro wrestler Travis Southern. 7 p.m. Wednesday night we have WCW owner and wrestler Blake Money Wright will be live in studio with us on Wednesday evening. Then on Thursday we have MPG Wrestling owner / wrestler Tyler Kent will be joining us. And then on Friday, one I'm very excited for at 4 o'clock Eastern, Jared Kripke's going to be joining us. I'm very interested in talking to him. I think it's going to be a great conversation. Kripke's going to be wrestling at the show on Sunday at MPG Christmas Clash. He's going to come on and talk about that, some of his other future matches. I've been keeping an eye on him. I think he's a great young talent, and he's a busy young talent. He's been wrestling at a lot of different places. So I'm excited for Kripke, be the first time making his appearance on the show. And I'm also real excited about Blake Money Wright making his second appearance on the show, but first time live in studio. Don't forget, join us tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, Easy Money, a sports betting show. Then at 1 o'clock tomorrow, join us for GWR Live as special guest Aaron Atlas joins the show. Hope everybody's getting off to a great start. Check us out on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. Please hit the follow buttons, the subscribe buttons. We appreciate all the support from everybody. Hope you guys have a great week. See you tomorrow. Peace.